In our last video, we downloaded some imagery and other data from one of the Neon sites that has a co-located phenocam. On the right side here, you can see the imagery that was downloaded, and we noted at the time that some of this imagery is very dark and may not be very useful for analysis. You can see that's the case here in this image. One of the tools that we have in Grime AI to deal with this is called Image Triage. It's available in the toolbar, and if we select that, it brings us to this screen to just select the location of the imagery that we want to process. Once we've selected that folder, I selected this one up here. You can see that the Image Triage options include generating a report, moving the bad images. Importantly, we do not delete the images, we just move them to a different folder so that we still have them for the future. And then the basic settings on Image Triage include a blur analysis and a brightness. Those are the key things that we have for just the default thresholds. You also see that there's a calibrate button here. We will cover this in a later video. So right now we're going to just use the default values. We've pointed at this folder, and our expectation is that the image triage process will move bad images to a different folder, and it'll also generate a report. So I'll hit OK here, and we can see that very quickly we've created a moved images folder that contains what appears to be the darkest images in the folder, and then there's also an image triage CSV here. So we'll go ahead and open up the moved images folder just for clarification or verification that the darkest images are there. And then I'll open this image triage file as well, just to show you that we have the different attributes that were assessed. Focus is related to the blur, and also intensity is related to the brightness or darkness of the image. And you can see that some of these images were classified as too dark and or blurry. And then these other images at the end, 3 of them were too dark and a couple of them were considered blurry based on that analysis. So here you can see the results of the triage based on image features. We also have an actual URL that will allow you to, when you click, brings up the actual image so that you can verify that it fits the category that it's been classified as. So that's the basics of image triage in Grime AI.